Enjoy the show the Van Wezel way. Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Curtain Call Conversations, a Van Wezel podcast. I'm Muffy Lavens, and we have hit the Broadway season, and we have the Book of Mormon coming December 9th through the 14th, and I am so thrilled to be joined by one of the cast members, Shafiq. Thank you so much for joining me.
So much for having me.
So let's start out with the Book of Mormon has been around for a while. It is still an insanely popular show on Broadway and on tour. It's been quite a few years since I've seen it, and I don't know if we have some listeners who maybe haven't seen it before. So can you give us a little background about what the show is about?
Absolutely. So, like you said, it's a Broadway classic. It's really a story of family, communities coming together, seeing each other's differences and seeing how we can make that work in a collaborative setting. Basically, the story is two Mormons go on their mission trip, and they are stationed in Uganda. And all I can say is hilarity ensues. So if you haven't seen it, this would definitely be the cast to see it with. But also, this would definitely be the time to see it.
Amazing. And one of the things that I remember that totally stuck out is, going to Uganda versus Orlando, which is where, one of them really wanted to go, which is perfect for those of us here in Florida, because we all love Orlando.
Yeah, as I do. Same.
So what drew you to being in this show? What made you audition for it?
I just knew, number one, I knew of the show. I knew how popular it was. I had never seen the show before, though. That's the thing. So, I toured with Rhett for a little bit, and then my agent gave me a call for this show. I originally did not book it when I originally auditioned, but then years later, another audition for this came back around. They liked me, they had me, and here I am now. It's funny, this show was never on my radar just because I didn't know it that well. But now being fully in the show and during auditions, learning more about the show, I was like, you know what? This would be a good credit for me. Let me hop on. And again, it's a legacy show. This show has been on Broadway for about 15 years now. So yeah, it's a legacy show for sure.
And it's impressive that it continues to draw such big crowds year after year as it remains on Broadway and on tour. What is your role in the show?
I play the general. He is, you could call him the villain, I guess. He runs villages all throughout Uganda. And the word run, you can take that with a grain of salt. It's giving more dictator, warlord type character. Not a nice guy. Not really a nice guy when we meet him, but it turns out he's actually a real person in real life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's this man named General, his name in the show, and then he's a convert. He converted to being a whole pastor after he did all this warlord stuff. So it's apparently it's an actual person, not a play.
That's fascinating, and I have never heard that before.
Oh, by the way.
Okay, so if you're playing kind of the villain in this show, what is it like to step into that character? How do you prepare for it?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't often play villains a lot. But anytime I do, I always find try and find the humor in the villain. Because I think that's what, for me, that makes the best villains is okay, the hee ha ha and all the evil laughter, the scheme. Those are all things that make me look at a villain and be oh wow, I really like him. For me, as far as preparation for the role, just a lot of silence before the show, just a lot of relaxing. My role particularly is heavily involved in the show, so I don't do too much, but I'm still a character in the show, so I do still have to prepare. But I do have that time during the show to really get centered and do what I need to do. Warm up the voice, warm up the body, and then off we go, doing this crazy role.
it's great that you have so much time to prepare, because I don't think audience members realize exactly how long it takes to prepare for a role in this show or any Broadway show. So what is kind of like that behind the scenes, like on show night as everyone's coming in to get ready to perform?
It's so funny because last night during the show, we're currently in Knoxville, Tennessee right now. And last night during the show, I'll see everyone like actively like really involved in the show, like getting on their stuff, you know, putting their mics, warming up, da 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 da. And I'm still not in costume, resting in my dressing room, just chilling out, because I think about 45 minutes until I'm in the show. And it's funny because like last night, we were like timing how much time I had actually like on stage, like in my role, which it's hilarious to be completely honest. But yeah, like everyone's very much, you know, really puts on their focus hats, if you will, and really come together as just like a theatrical community in order to make the people out there feel, make the people out there laugh, and to really just put on good theater.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful, and a nice little camaraderie. So what's it like being on tour with all of your castmates week after week?
It's fun. I mean, these are a bunch of just like musical theater nerds, mostly, who love the craft and love what we do. It's great getting to know all these like new faces. Some faces I've actually worked with before, and then most faces are fairly new. So just like forming those like bonds and like, you know, giving all of us each other like little Easter eggs throughout the show, and but most importantly, making sure we're all getting our rest, making sure we are all doing what we need to do, and holding each other accountable in a lot of ways to make sure we are healthy and like stable enough to continue on, you know, doing the show.
Yeah, rest, I think, is a wonderful thing that you bring up, because, I mean, you're moving week after week, sometimes day after day. You have some of those short performances, too. What makes it different between, like, a week-long run, like you're going to be here in Sarasota, versus a, like, 2-day show in another market?
With a week-long run in a city, you can, like, really, first of all, you can unpack. You can unwind, really make the room yours. You know, we bought from like hotel to hotel, or sometimes like Airbnb. So you can like really make the space a little bit home. It's never going to be actual home, but you can make it home enough. As opposed to like, you know, maybe a 1-day sit or a 2-day sit where you are, you know, you've just gotten off the bus and maybe you're going like you have 2 hours till the show goes, and then like the next morning you're hopping on another bus and like it just so on those days, rest is of the utmost importance. Whereas, whereas in a week set, you know, you have time to just again chill, maybe go view the city, find some new restaurants, bars, little museums, and things. And you're able to let's like chill out for a week.
So you're obviously, you know, week to week in different places. What's one of your favorite things to do when you have the time to get into the cities?
Top favorite thing to do is find water. Like find like a body of water. If there's one there, or like find just like a cute little rooftop to like look at a city lot, look at the skyline or something like that. I love trying new restaurants, love trying new bars, love all like local favorite things. So I'm like, okay, what's the food that y'all eat here a lot? Or like, what's the famous drink that you guys get all the time at the bar? Or, you know, this, that, and the third. So trying new things definitely, but I always search for a body of water.
Well, you will have no problem with that here in Sarasota, because our theater is on the water. You will step out that stage door and you will see Sarasota Bay.
Perfect. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Yeah.
We do have some great rooftop bars in downtown Sarasota too that you can, you know, see out along the water as well. So I think you will definitely enjoy your time in Sarasota.
For sure.
So I know this isn't your first tour either. You've also been on tour with Rent before.
Yes.
What's kind of the difference this time around between the two?
Whew. Rent for me was, especially during Act Two, a very emotionally taxing show. I think also I was very, like, my character, I played Collins, so like my character was very involved throughout the show.
Yeah.
Not a ton of like sit down, we can chill time. But with this role, most importantly, it's a ton more humorous. My
Yes.
character is a ton more humorous than my previous character. And also I just have like a ton more time like off stage, just like sit and chill. So that way anything that I do on stage, I can put whatever like leftover energy I have into those scenes and into those lines, into those songs, and really bring like a new life out of the character. I think that's the biggest difference, probably.
Yeah. Well, since you're getting to kind of experience the show when you're backstage and all that, is there a moment in Book of Mormon that really stands out to you as like a fun moment or something the audience really reacts to?
Yes, there is this one scene. How much can I say about it?
I know this show is
I know there is one scene where I'll say this. There is one scene where the Ugandans interpret what they have learned over the course of the show. I'll say that.
I do
That
know
scene
the scene you're
I
talking about, and
Yeah.
it is.
That scene I will always, especially if there's an understudy of somebody on, someone new in like one of the roles, I will always go and watch that scene or always like listen out for it because it's just so funny.
Yeah.
I will also say the voices, the cast of this particular show is like really good. You know, I said the other day to someone, I always, unfortunately, like in musical theater, you'll come across like all these shows that have like, you know, a weak link or, you know, someone who's like, maybe not. But this show, it's really hard to find. I don't think anyone, especially principal cast wise, but the cast as a whole, I don't think anyone is like lackluster or like, you know, lacks anything that they would need particularly for this role, which is just really exciting to, you know, be a part of, bring my excellence and greatness to their excellence and greatness, and then we have a whole excellent greatness bowl of soup. So that as well is really exciting. But that one scene in the show, hopefully, if anyone comes to the show, you'll see where it's talking about. But
Yeah.
every time that scene comes up, I always have to go listen or watch.
Good. But let's shift gears a little bit, because you've collaborated with a lot of icons like Andrea Pagelli and Aretha Franklin. What was it like working with those amazingly talented people?
It was a beautiful experience. Those two particular people I worked with, when the former now, or deceased Pope came to America.
Okay.
And he came to my hometown, Philly. And thankfully I was in Philly at the time, and I get this call from just like a music director friend of mine. And he was like, hey, like I'm looking for some singers for the event. And I was like, for the Pope's visit? That's crazy. And then like he started listing off the artists we would be seeing, because artists started signing up galore, being like, oh, I have to sing for a Pope. One of those artists was obviously Andrea Bocelli. Another artist was Aretha Franklin. Aretha has been an icon for me just because of who she is as a human being. Andrea Bocelli, once I started singing opera more throughout high school, I started listening to his voice a lot. Both of these artists are like huge in the industry. I will tell a story about Aretha in particular that Aretha fans, like really Aretha fans may get. There's this like lore that Aretha always carries her purse and always paid in cash. So she comes in to rehearsal in this huge, like, just fur mink coat or something, and then just like politely puts her purse on the piano. It's like, all right, everybody, let's sing. And I'm just like, Aretha is standing right in front of us, and like we're all just like about to sing with. It was absolutely insane. But the purse thing came to life. I heard that for a long time about the purse thing, but like seeing it in real life was actually kind of great. But yeah, it's really cool stuff to work with these like crazy artists. They're amazing.
Yeah. No, that's incredible. And I love that you mentioned you're from Philly because our executive director is also from Philly and she loves to, talk about that. So is our technical director, Nate. So you will be in good company here as well with them. They talk about Philly a lot. We hear all about it.
Oh, I mean, go Birds. It's a good time over there.
It sure is. It absolutely is. So what is like a bucket list dream role you would like to have one day?
You ask me this all the time. And the answer changes low key all the time because I then start booking the roles I want to. I think this time around, the two roles that come to mind are Coal House Walking, which is currently on Broadway right now, by the way.
Yes.
And everyone does it now. And maybe when I'm a little older, Sweeney and Sweeney Todd.
Yes. Sweeney Todd's a great one.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, before I let you go, is there anything else you want to share with our listeners about the Book of Mormon?
Come see it. I think we live in a world now, unfortunately, where there's not a lot to laugh at. There's not a lot to bring us joy and comfort us in these terrible times. Mm-hmm. So if you're just looking honestly at the root of it, if you're just looking for a laugh, I mean, the people who wrote the show, they are the writers of South Park. And that gives any inference into the humor of the show. So come for a laugh. It's a great story. Again, it's a great story about just coming together and using your differences to create community. That is what the show is about at the root of it. And when you come see the show, so by the end, you will absolutely understand that message tenfold. So come for that reason. Come for a laugh. And if you just love musical theater, or maybe want to get involved in musical theater, this is something that is heavily involved in the canon of musical theater. So it would behoove one to come and check us out. And
I do think it's a good gateway musical theater show for people who may not be thinking of going to things like Phantom of the Opera or Wrench. This is a good one to get you into this is really fun.
I agree. Absolutely.
Now, we always end our episodes of Curtain Call Conversations with something a little fun. So I'm going to give you a question, whoever comes to mind, whatever you think. But if you could invite 3 characters from any of the shows you've performed on to dinner, who would they be and why?
That's a crazy question. Okay, let's think.
It's always we just gotta have fun here.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is a really niche. The first character is really niche.
Okay, great.
The wardrobe from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, I love that.
De la Grande Bouche. I just love her huge personality. I think she's just the diva of all divas.
Yes.
So that's one. I would invite probably Eartha, the grandmother from Pippin.
Oh.
Because she just seems all these are older people. I love certain older people for some reason. Because she's the life of the party. I mean, if Madame de la Grande Bouche is the diva, the grandmother from Pippin is the life of the party, and which I think we need that balance. And then thirdly, I would say Eveline from The Wiz. Here's why. Hear me out. I feel because she doesn't want any bad news, I feel she would only come with good news, maybe. I mean, yes, she's an evil character, sure, but she's also fun. You want to show up to a club with her. You want to have a little bit of dinner with her. Really,
those are very fun choices.
What's going on? Yeah, so Madame de la Grande Bouche, Eveline, and the grandmother from the Bertha.
I love it. I love it. And thank you for humoring all of our listeners. We always love to have kind of that fun, silly thing at the end of our episodes.
Absolutely.
And Shafiq, thank you so much for joining me today. We look forward to having you here for the Book of Mormon, December 9th through the 14th.
Thank you. And I'm so excited to come.
All right, we'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode of Curtain Call Conversations. Our technical team will be here again. You'll have Nate and Griffin talking about what's coming up this holiday season and sharing some of their favorite holiday foods. Until then, make sure you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.